Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the exact blueprint-to-ground mechanics of setting out a foundation using the classic 3-4-5 builder square method. Our core focus today? Learning how to capture everything. We want to capture every single detail, every measurement, every mathematical rule from those architectural drawings, and drag it flawlessly into the physical world. Let's get to it. Here is our roadmap for the site today. We'll start with the basics of setting out, move right into squaring lines and corners, drill down into accuracy, diagonals, and profiles, map out transferring the grid lines, calculate exact trench and wall offsets, and wrap it all up with final marking and excavation. All right, part 1, the basics of setting out. So what's the bottom line here? Setting out is literally the high-stakes translation of perfect paper blueprints into the messy, muddy reality of a construction site. You're taking that design information and stamping it accurately right onto the dirt beneath your boots, exactly as planned. And look, if we don't capture everything precisely as designed right here at step 1, the entire structure down the line is completely compromised. Now, to pull this off and guarantee you capture every last detail, you absolutely have to have these 10 specific tools ready to rock before you even start. You need your builder square, measuring tape, wood pegs, a solid hammer, nails, some really well-tensioned string lines, a plumb, a marker, your plumb bob, and obviously, the building plan itself. Missing even just one of these, like say you forgot your plumb bob or that builder square, and man, your accuracy is instantly derailed. Don't risk it. Moving on to part 2. Squaring lines and corners. Okay, time to actually put some markers in the ground. You always start by positioning that very first peg absolutely plumb. And by that, I mean perfectly 90 degrees straight up. It's completely crucial to nail this so your measurements are dead on from the jump. From there, you just measure out 3.2 meters from that first peg to establish your main reference line. We'll call that line AB. Once that's locked in, you grab your builder's square to square off line BC to a perfect 90 degrees, just tweaking your string line until it perfectly hugs the square. Section 3 already? Accuracy, diagonals, and profiles. Now, I really want you to pay attention to this warning about parallax errors. When you're out there squaring corners and pulling tape, your actual physical viewing angle can totally distort an otherwise perfect measurement. It's crazy, but true. You absolutely must view the square and the tape from the exact right angle, dead on, to ensure you're capturing the true distance. Seriously, take this professional advice to heart. Never, ever get tired of checking and reconfirming your measurements. Remember, measuring twice is completely free, but fixing a crooked foundation later, that is going to cost you a massive fortune. You can even bust out the Pythagorean theorem to check your diagonals and make sure everything is perfectly square. Just keep checking. Once we know those diagonals are perfectly equal, then we're finally ready to build our setting out profiles. As we get into constructing those wooden setting out profiles, which are basically the rails that lock in our string lines, keep this magic number in mind, 2 meters. That's your mandatory safety buffer from the building's outer grid lines to the profile itself. You have got to give it that space to keep the profile safe and totally stable once the heavy excavation actually kicks off. And while we're talking about the profiles, remember 800 millimeters. That's the exact distance you need between the driven pegs of the profile structure itself. You're going to hammer those pegs firmly into the ground every 800 mil to create a super rigid, sturdy framework that holds the precise alignment of your future building. Moving right along to section 4, transferring the grid lines. Okay, so by nailing our tightly tensioned string lines to those profiles we just built, we can flawlessly mirror the original building plan by stepping through our offsets. Starting right from our AB reference line, we transfer grid line 1, mark the spot, and drive a nail into the profile. Then, making sure you capture the details from your drawing, you measure a 3.2 meter offset for grid line 2, run the line to the profile, and add another nail. Then, a 4.2 meter offset gets you grid line 3, and finally, a 3.6 meter jump for grid line 4. We just verify that this final line aligns perfectly with our initial setup points, and boom, our grid is officially locked in. Let's dive into section 5, exact trench and wall offsets. This breaks down the exact math for finding our centerline offsets. Honestly, to get everything perfectly centered, it's super simple. Just take your total width and slice it in half. So for a 225 millimeter block wall, you offset exactly 112.5 millimeters to the left and 112.5 millimeters to the right of your center string line and drive your nails. For the trench, which is way wider at 675 millimeters, you're offsetting 337.5 mil to the left and right for those nails. Tie off some really taut string lines to those new trench nails, run them all the way across to the opposite grid lines, and you are golden. And finally, Section 6, Final Marking and Excavation. Now for the fun part. We use some pretty clever manual marking techniques to make sure those intricate string lines floating up in the air actually make it down to the soil. You can literally just trace the trench outlines directly onto the ground using sand or sawdust. Super old school, but it works perfectly. Another awesome method is using a wooden frame built to the exact dimensions of your base. You just align that frame straight down under the string lines using your plumb bob and trace it out. Do that at all your base points and you are completely ready to dig. At the end of the day, all that meticulous planning, that obsession with capturing every detail, the squaring, the rechecking, it all pays off right here. The machines or the crew come in, they dig down exactly 1.5 meters, and you're left with a flawless, completed pad foundation that is totally ready for the next phase of the build. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with kind of a mind-bending thought. We just walked through a highly technical modern construction process, right? We're using precise millimeter measurements, rigid wooden profiles, and heavy machinery. And yet, the absolute bedrock guaranteeing that the building stands straight and true relies on a simple mathematical rule, that 3-4-5 ratio from the Pythagorean theorem, an idea from thousands of years ago. How crazy is it that ancient geometry continues to perfectly hold up our modern built world today? Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one.